Hi everyone, my name is Brittany Norris. For my artist management review, I will be reviewing an artist by the name of Peter Grant. I will talk about his personal background, his path of becoming a manager, some of the artists that he worked with, his unique style of management, and pointing out three key takeaways from this assignment. Peter Grant was born in 1935 in London. In his early teens, he quit school and started working to help to support his family. One of his first jobs was working in a factory, and another job was to be a news messenger on Fleet Street. Later on, he served on the British Army before truly beginning his career as a wrestler. However, he enjoyed learning the art of acting and appeared in many UK TV series before eventually being able to manage his own artists and acts. The first artist that he was able to manage turned out to be unsuccessful. However, as he began to manage more artists, the better he got and the more he learned. He even got the opportunity to be hired by Don Arden, a very legendary music impresario. Arden had Grant manage many well known artists, which he learned his personal managing style. This led him to be successful, as he was able to learn some tactics and techniques to drive him to be one of the most feared and respected managers in rock and roll history. Under Don Arden, Grant was managing artists like Chuck Berry, Gene Vincent, Little Richard, the Animals, and the Yardbirds. Originally, Grant was the co-manager with Mickey Mouse with the Yardbirds, but was eventually able to be the sole owner of them. Though these artists became successful in their own way, Grant made it as a manager when the band Led Zeppelin was formed. Through his management, Grant was able to lead Led Zeppelin into a contract with Atlantic Records. The deal was legendary and how it gave a big advantage for the group. He continued to manage with a very non traditional approach, which led the group to the world of adoring fans, riches, and fame. Sadly, not all groups live forever, and in 1980, after the death of the drummer in Led Zeppelin, the band disbanded and Grant retired. Grant once said in an interview, "Everyone else seems to think it was a gamble buying him, but we didn't. He's got great technique, fantastic ability, and he handles pressure. He's a wonderful player who's only going to get better and better." The reason why I quoted Grant, because I felt that this exemplified the type of manager he was. Peter didn't just manage his artists by doing the basic work. He managed his artists by getting to know their talents, their weaknesses, and letting them be free to be creative when it comes to their music and their performances. He didn't let anything stop him from getting the best for his artists, nor did he let anyone mess or undermine him in his business deals. He had a gangster image, so he was very protective and loyal to his artists. One of the greatest traits is that he liked to do business by learning from others, but not copying what the other managers do. He believed that just because something worked for one artist doesn't mean it works for his group. He knew exactly what type of group Led Zeppelin was and only did things that would be beneficial to their style of music. Grant was very opinionated and often would go to the extremes to have his views accepted and things to change. He would continuously do more than what is necessary for his artists, which earned the respect of everyone around him. He did make mistakes in his personal life, but he never allowed that to affect his work. Even after his death, Grant still remains the best known manager known in history. There are so many things that I learned during this assignment. Peter Grant is truly a great example of how a manager should be. He is driven, passionate, loved what he did, but he was also human. He made mistakes, but never allowed them to stop him. Through my research about his life and him as a manager, I can honestly say that I can take away three important lessons that I feel would benefit me as a future manager. The first takeaway is the importance of taking care of your health. It is known that Grant had heart issues. For years, he suffered from drug abuse and diabetes. It was a constant battle for him, but he continued to work and worked even harder as he grew older. Sadly, the years of being sick caught up with him, and at the age of 60, he died of a heart attack. I believe that if he took care of himself better throughout the years, he would have lived a lot longer. The second takeaway is the importance of getting to know who your artist is and caring for their welfare. From what I learned about Grant is that he really cared about his artists. He would do whatever he could in his power to get them the best things and do things for them that other managers would give up doing or not even do. To me, this is the type of manager I strive to be. The last takeaway is very important to me is what is good for other people doesn't mean that it's good for me. And this can be used in every circumstances in life, in any situation. We all have our own personalities, traits, talents, and the ways of doing things. We need to learn from other people, but still walk our own path. Do things that would work for us and not being copycats and not copying other people. These lessons are very important to learn. I feel that if I strive to do these things, plus more, in the way I live my life and how I manage, I believe that success will be knocking at my door. I want to thank you so much for taking your time watching my presentation. Like I did, I hope you can also take away some important things for your own life and future endeavors. If you're interested in seeing where I got my research, you can please look at the following slide that has all my references. Again, thank you for watching.